But before we get to her, who's this little powerhouse of a woman here, I'm going to start like I do with every show with the positive quote of the day. And this is by Henry David Thoreau. And he said, "Success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it." Doesn't that resonate?
Yes, it does.
I
Definitely.
know. So get closer to the mic so everyone can hear you.
Yes.
All right. So this really resonates for me as a mom of multiple children. I never have time for anything. And I find that if you want something done, you should ask someone who doesn't have time because they're the ones who are going to get it done. And you know too much about that. So I just want to say that you were the first Black woman to receive the Harvey Lumpton Award. I love that. I worked in New York City and DC, and I have been around multiple areas of business, and people will try and tear you down. And it's really hard. And I think I really want to highlight first how you decided to come into law and maybe some of the road bumps that you hit in order to keep going to where you are now as a district court judge.
Well, first off,
You look
good
so
morning.
pretty, by the way.
Thank you, thank
Yeah.
you. So do you. It's a good morning for we're having a good hair day.
Yeah. Just don't step outside.
Right. So I actually knew that I wanted to be a lawyer since I was in elementary school. It was something that hit me watching TV. I think maybe Cosby Show and Matlock. My papa used to watch Matlock, and I'm like, oh, that looks fun. I think I want to do that, and it just was something that stuck with me throughout. And so as I was going through middle school and high school, it was all, oh, I'm going to be a lawyer when I grow up. I'm going to be a lawyer, but I didn't know any lawyers. I didn't know any judges. I didn't know anyone. So it was more TV and researching. And as I got older, it was okay, what do I really need to do? And so I went to college, and it was, I need to go to college to go to law school. And one of the obstacles was the first time that I applied to law schools, I didn't get into any of them.
All right, so I'm just going to stop you there. So the first time you apply, you didn't get in. So did you think at that point, I'm not smart enough, I can't do this, I shouldn't continue on?
All of the above. I was devastated. I just did not understand. Going through school, I was always smart. Everybody always thought I was smart, and I thought I was smart. And so I'm like, oh, I can go to any school I want to, not realizing this is the big business. When you get ready to go here, you've got to be serious. You need to make sure that you have everything together. Everybody else is smart too. So it's really competitive. And so, I was just applying to schools, not really doing research about what was the best fit for me. And I just remember when I got the last rejection letter, I called my grandfather just crying. And I'm like, what am I going to do? This is what I wanted to do my whole life. And he said, we do not have the spirit of fear. You will pray about it, and you will get into law school.
I love that.
The next year, I got into law school.
So, I have heard the statement of rejection is the form of protection. So God rejects certain situations in order to protect us. What did you learn that year?
I learned that I was not meant to go to any of those law schools. The law school that I ended up going to was North Carolina Central University School of Law, and that is hands down where I was supposed to be.
How come?
The environment. I made a lot of friends who I now consider family, that I still talk to just about every day. We lean on each other. It was an environment that I needed at the time. I'm a people person. I always have been. And so to be able to connect with people, I felt like the professors were there. And Central focuses a lot on producing trial attorneys and public service attorneys. And that is what I was meant to do. So everything, later in life, at the time, you're just devastated and you don't understand anything. But, years later, I'm like, okay, this is what I was supposed to do, because I was supposed to take this path in my law career. I wasn't supposed to go somewhere that focused more on corporate law or, more on healthcare law. I was supposed to go somewhere that would teach me how to be a trial attorney, teach me the importance of public service, and come back home to be able to do that. So years later, I caught the lesson. It took a while, but
Yeah.
it came through.
And talk to us a little bit about being a trial attorney, because you're a powerhouse too.
Well, a trial attorney is definitely busy work, which I appreciate it because I'm also not one that can sit still for a
Mhm.
long time. So moving around, it's also fulfilling in multiple ways for me because one, I'm standing up for somebody. I never liked bullies. I never was a person who sided with the bully in school.
Mhm.
I always was, if anything, the person who was being bullied. I went and said, "Hey, you want to go outside?" It was always so. It's fulfilling that I was able to stand up for someone who typically didn't ever have anybody stand up for them. It also gave me an opportunity to put the law to work and see what we could do with it. Where does it fit? It also fueled my competitive side.
Oh, yeah.
So
There you go.
it was fun to get in there. It was tiring work, and so I was always brought up to make sure that you're working hard. So after a trial, I was usually exhausted for at
Yeah.
least 24 hours. So it kind of fulfilled everything. It keeps your brain working. You are dealing with people and the law. So you are trying to not only see how does the law fit, how do I express that to people who are not trained in the law. And that doesn't just include my client, that includes jurors because they're jurors of your peers. So they're not people who went to law school. They are everyday people. I mean, sometimes you have lawyers on the jury, but most of the time you have people that are in other professions. They're doing other things, and so they don't understand, what we say by the burden of proof. And so you learn how to explain it in multiple ways and try to make people understand what are we here for.
As someone who has been in broadcasting and just in the business world, I have definitely encountered some men who have kind of put you down or belittle you or maybe not treat you how you should be treated. And also the same with women.
Mhm.
And one of my mentors was Gretchen Carlson at Fox News, and she said to me, "There's girls, and there are not girls, and there's no gray area. So stick with the women who are strong and will be there for you." What have you ever encountered a situation where you kind of felt like that with a man or a woman, and how did you handle it?
Several times. I mean, I went into a profession that is predominantly males, predominantly older males, and here I come trotting in heels and a suit as a 26-year-old, and he's not guilty. And so you have to prove yourself. I definitely felt like I went through a pretty long period where I was constantly proving myself, and I learned not to do that by being combative, but to just come in and say, I know that I know what I'm doing here, and being humble. If I did make a mistake, saying I'm sorry, I did that. Next time it won't happen again. I've learned from it. So I ignore the negativity and just constantly trying to reinforce confidence in myself. I also was really lucky to have a lot of female mentors who had kind of been there and done that. And so I leaned on them a lot too, for venting sessions and things like that.
Right. That's absolutely true. All right. So at what point did you say to yourself, well, I want to become a district court judge?
That was it was always kind of in the back of my mind once I started and kind of saw how the system worked, saw what everybody looked like, in the system, and how impactful it was to my community. And you have to understand, I'm from here, so it became the passion kind of went into overdrive when I really started working. But probably about 2.5, 3 years ago, I was at a point in my legal career where I wasn't bored, but I needed something
more challenging.
Yes, a little more challenging. I also was at a point where I felt like I had enough experience to where I could do this job and be beneficial to the legal system, not a hindrance where I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but y'all want me to make this decision. Mm-hmm. So about 2.5, 3 years ago, I started really feeling like, okay, I think it's time to take this leap it was scary, in the beginning. It took a little time for me to really believe in myself.
I was going to say, let's talk about that for a second, because in order to become a district court judge, you have to run a campaign.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just, some job where you're promoted. You actually have to get elected. You have to go out and do, events and talk to people, talk to voters, and deal with the constituents or, other supporters that may not support you. And so what was that like, just going through that campaign process? Because that's a whole job in itself.
It was tiring, I guess, if I pick the first word that comes to mind. But
because
it was
being
fun.
an attorney and then also because you're then become a politician, which is bizarre. It
was surreal. It was because I would go, and I was trying a lot of cases at that time too. I just had a lot of cases that were coming up for trial. And so I would be in trial, but I knew I had an event, even though I'm super tired and I still need to go home and prepare for the second day of trial. I would run, and talk to people. I think the best part about it was talking to people, but that's because I really like talking to people. Like, I really like talking to people. So, but, sometimes you run into people who don't necessarily believe in you. They don't necessarily agree with, what you're trying to do. And so you have to learn how to not take that personal, and just say everybody has their right. Let me talk to you a little more. Let's talk a little more about what I want to do, why I want to do this. And some people you change their mind, some people you don't, and you just have to, I had to develop the thick skin to say, at the end of the day, it's not personal. Everybody has a right to vote for who they want to vote for. They have their right to believe in what they want to believe in. And as long as we're respecting each other's right, then I hope to have your vote. But if not, I just hope you vote, So it kind of turned into that. But you definitely have to develop thick skin. You have to really want it. So
yeah. Were you nervous?
Oh, yeah. I was. And you would think, when I went into it, I didn't think I would be so nervous because I'm, in front of people all day. I'm talking to people all day. I'm interacting with people all day. But it becomes so personal because it's something that you really want. You really believe like, I can make a difference doing this. And I really want people to like me. I really want people to understand my message. And so that can be a little scary.
Right. Scary. Absolutely. Okay. So then you won the seat.
Yes. I won the seat.
You won the seat. What was that feeling like that night?
It was, gosh, I don't even know how to describe it.
I mean, here's this little girl, growing up, wanting to go into law, rejected the first year of law school, and then now you become a judge.
I cried.
Oh, yeah.
It was a lot of
It had to be
tears.
Really emotional.
It was, took a minute for me to actually believe, that it happened. And thankful. Gosh, I was so thankful. I had so many people, pages and pages of people. Just, it really made me think back over my life and think about everyone who has helped me, whether they meant to or not, because, for all of those rejections, for all of those people who were mean to me or didn't believe in me or didn't want me to do anything, they actually helped too, because they kind of fueled me to say, yes, I can do this. Watch.
That's right. So. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk to Judge Ziegler about some of the cases that she has presided over and what that's been like. Stay tuned. You're listening to the Jill Berlin Show. All right, so we are on commercial break now. Do you guys have any questions? Do you guys want to see what we're seeing up here? So you can kind of see, this is on Facebook Live and YouTube. So there's the little,
can you see it? You can come around me. I'll lean back because I've been looking at it.
Hey, okay. I got a question. Did you guys rehearse ahead of time, or is this just flowing really well? Okay.
I'm lucky enough to already know Jill, so.
Hold on, I just want to make sure. So something too you guys should know is that our mic's muted, Christian?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So something that I've been trained on for a lot of years is just be careful what you say, because sometimes the mics are not muted even when you think that they are. So that has happened to me before, and it wasn't even, it's not something that I did. It was just the producer forgot, and so not that I said. And welcome back. You are listening to the Jill Berlin Show, and we are so excited to have Judge Ziegler here today, who is just telling us about her story and how she has achieved so many accomplishments in her life, despite any setbacks. All right, so tell us a little bit about what it is like being on the bench and how it has some of the cases that you have had and how you are able to just deal with all of that, because you have to be on. People are looking to you to run the entire courtroom. You have an entire slew of people, different types of people, right? You've got someone who has possibly done something wrong, someone who has said that they've done something wrong, people who are deciding whether or not that person is guilty. And then you have, bailiffs, you have family members. I mean, that's a lot of pressure for one person to deal with all of those emotions. And you have to control that entire environment. What is that like?
That was the first thing that hit me when I got on the bench, because at first I will say 17 years of trial experience being in the courtroom just about every day really helped me. It really, really helped me. But the one thing that I just wasn't prepared for, I think that shocked me the most, was how everyone looks to me.
Yeah.
Everything
all
is
eyes.
My decision. And so, when I walk in, I'm like, oh, is anybody ready? Do you need a recess? And they're like, well, Your Honor, whenever you want to take a recess.
Yeah.
Or, Your Honor, we have someone out here that is doing this. What do you want us to do about it? I mean, everyone. And so I had to learn really quickly that everyone is depending on me to keep order in the courtroom, to decide how we are moving things along, to decide when people need a break, to decide if someone needs to be removed from the courtroom. Everything is all eyes on me. And so that was the biggest, I didn't quite realize that all this time, how much everybody looks to the judge. So, but it's been a really great experience. I really, really am so thankful for all of the years that I did as a trial attorney in the courtroom, because it has been invaluable to me just to understand, because otherwise I think I would have been shell-shocked to come in there, all of those people. Because when you're a trial attorney, your back is to the audience. You're talking to the judge, and that's kind of it. So it can be 1,000 people behind you, and I would never know it, because my sole focus is on. But when you're the judge, you're sitting up there and you see everything.
You see it all.
And so it's like, oh, I noticed. And so, trying to keep your focus and say, I'm not paying attention to that person that's walking out. Let me focus in on this case that's before me. And it's that was the biggest thing. The law was nice, because for 6 months I couldn't do any criminal cases because I came from the public defender's office, and so I had to have a break from the criminal part of it. And so I never really practiced civil law other than internships. So that was great, because it kind of gave me it was fresh to learn a different kind of law, and the attorneys were really helpful in providing law while they're arguing. And I spent a lot of late nights like studying before. If I knew I had, this custody case coming the next day, then I spent a lot of time that night just, okay, let me refresh myself and make sure I know things. So,
And if you can break it down and really just tell us kind of the cases that you've presided over and the decisions that you've had to make.
I just started back criminal. So for the most part, and at this point, I've kind of done everything. So I've done family law, which entails custody, alimony, divorce, post-separation support, modifications of custody, contempts for not following custody orders. I have done domestic violence protective orders that are being requested. I've done no contact orders that are being requested. And I've done criminal misdemeanors and low-level felonies. I have done general civil, so landlord, tenant, contracts, property disputes, things like that.
And you're deciding what happens with these cases
Mhm.
and sometimes putting people in jail.
Fortunately, I have not had to do that a lot, but it is the nature of the business, unfortunately. So,
Have you ever been worried about putting someone in jail and then them coming back and getting you?
I don't, but I really think that's from years of being a public defender where, I stood beside people charged with murder. And I'm just like, usually I'm the short end. I'm looking up like, you don't. So, no. And the bailiffs are very protective over me in the courtroom. And so any small things, I've had a couple of people that have gotten a little rowdy with me. They didn't agree with my decision. And thankfully, the bailiffs, they really protect me. They make sure that nothing happens to me. So I don't worry about it too much. I've had a couple of rowdy ones, that didn't agree with my decision. So
all right. Well, we got to wrap up this interview, but is there any message that you would like to send out there?
Yes. Never, ever, ever give up on your dreams. If it is meant for you, it will happen. And it will take hard work, because otherwise it's not even worth it to me. Anything that you do that has a purpose, you're going to have to work for it. And I personally believe that the trials that come with that is what makes you thankful for when you really receive it. So never give up on your dreams. And once it happens, once you start realizing those dreams, the feeling is indescribable, and it will all be worth it. So that is my message. Don't let anyone stop you.
Oh, that's why I love Judge Ziegler. She's amazing. All right, stay tuned. You are listening to the Jill Verlin Show. Awesome. And welcome back. You are listening to the Jill Berlin Show on WSJS. We are so excited to have you here. I really appreciate you listening because without you, I couldn't do this. And I have so much fun every single week when I come here and do this. This is one of my favorite parts of the week. All right. So we are talking about little facts here, some fun facts we got going on. Does anyone know what today is? Anyone know? All right, Christian, do you know what today is? Is it? It is July 17th. And this is actually World Emoji Day. I know. So maybe it's National Tattoo Day, but it's also World Emoji Day. I wonder if people are sending emojis of tattoos. Anyway, so apparently, so I'm going to give you a couple of facts about emojis. It is actually, did you know, not only is it World Emoji Day, but anyone can actually submit their ideas for a new emoji. Isn't it? So you can actually provide a detailed explanation of why. You can go to unicode.org and submit your proposal, why it deserves inclusion and the idea behind it. Be patient though, because the process can take up to 2 years. 2 years. Anyway, strange requests for some emojis. Some of the stranger requests for emoji additions have been dumpster fire. I don't even know what to say about that. But there are obviously some unique emojis out there. Canada seems to have more of a humorous bone. They use, actually, as it turns out, the poop emoji the most in Canada. Australia, their most popular emoji is the beer mug. The beer mug in Canada. I know. The other thing too, what? Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, seriously. Well, funny thing is that obviously the most, there's some common food emojis. Common food emoji is the pizza. Because who doesn't love pizza? And the birthday cake, which is used all year round. And then the thumb emoji, you got that too. The White House actually realized the importance of these icons to the younger generation and actually released an economic report in 2014 that smoothly incorporated emoji in the text. And the Emoji Movie was released in 2017, and it currently has a Rotten Tomato score of 7%. Do you use emojis in your text messages? Yeah. Uh-huh. You like to do the gifts? Yeah. It is funny. So billions of emojis are sent every day. Billions. Isn't that insane? I know, it really is. The future of emojis. Every year, Unicode approves dozens of new emojis, meaning that a new lexicon is being added regularly for greater inclusivity for the landscape of multicultural and diversity. And each successful batch of emojis strives to transcend language and overcome communicative barriers. So, what's interesting about me to this is I have always said that people don't like to read no matter the grade level. Emojis kind of proves that point. Just send me a picture. Everyone, because it goes back to kindergarten. Everyone likes their picture books. Oh my gosh. It's so true though. All right. So are you planning on traveling? Are you planning on traveling this summer? Let's have a little, some travel fun facts here because normally people take vacations in the summer. So let me tell you a little bit about this. Travelers are 85% more likely to book a trip based on user-generated content. So according to TripAdvisor, user-generated content influences the travelers booking their decisions. So it suggests that travelers are 85% more likely to book a trip if they encounter something that is relevant or engaging online. So just be careful, you're being influenced. All right. We are going to come back after this break and we are going to have our Google trends and the top 5 trends that are going on. And we are so grateful that you are here listening to all these fun facts on the Jill Berlin Show. You'll see us pop up right here, okay? And welcome back to the Jill Berlin Show. We are so excited because we have had a group of guests here. So if you want to come and be a guest in our studio, I would love to have you here on the Jill Berlin Show. We have had a young group of girls come in and we would like to talk to some of them who are brave enough to be on air. All right, our first guest is, would you like to introduce yourself?
My name's Ariel Ellsworth.
Ariel Ellsworth. And Ariel, how old are you?
I'm almost 13.
Almost 13. Woo, teenage years. All right. What is it, Ariel, that you've been sitting in here for the last hour? What is it that you have learned?
Like to never give up. You should always focus on what you're doing.
That's so true. So our guest judge, Ziegler, came in and she talked about never giving up. Is the radio like what you expected? Was it a little different?
Yeah, kind of.
What was different?
Well, I thought the rooms were going to be like different, but
yeah,
they look good.
They look good. Okay. What is it that you want to be when you grow up? Do you even know? It's hard to know.
Well, I don't know what job I'm going to have, but I know I want to be a mom.
Oh, do you have a good mom?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any siblings?
2 sisters.
2 sisters. Do you have a sister right here who wants to come on air?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's bring her on air. Hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
My name is Juliet Ellsworth.
Juliet Ellsworth. I'm going to have you come a little bit closer, Juliet. Perfect. And tell me where you got those awesome sunglasses from. I see you're wearing some heart sunglasses. Are those your favorite?
Hawaii.
They are. Do you like to wear them a lot? No, not really. How old are you?
11.
11. What did you learn today? Anything?
I'm not a very good listener.
You're not a good listener. You've learned that you're not a good listener. It's hard to listen, isn't it? Do you know what you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a mom.
Uh-huh.
I want to have 23 kids.
You want to have 23 kids?
Right.
Do you like Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan had the number 23. Not really? What do you like to do? Do you dance or anything like that?
I dance and I swim.
You dance and you swim? Do you have what's your favorite, like, is it jazz, ballet?
I do tap and hip hop.
Tap and hip hop? That's awesome. You ever want to be a dancer when you grow up? Like maybe a Rockette in New York City?
What?
Maybe dance in New York City? Being a mom is a good one. Being a mom of 23 is a very lofty goal. I don't know that I could do that.
I know someone who has who had 2 kids and then adopted 20 kids.
Oh, wow. Is that something that you think would be fun to do? Yeah. I'm going to bring my grandkids over to your house when they get older because I think that's going to be fun for them. All right. We're going to have one more guest come on in. Hi. What's your name?
My name is Adeline Smith.
Hey, Adeline. So how old are you?
I'm 13.
13.
14.
14.
That was a year ago.
Yeah. All right. So you're 14 years old. What is something that you learned today by watching? Because you've been sitting in here the whole time watching the show for the past hour. What has that been like for you?
Well, I mean, she talked a lot about people making her feel down and just saying, no, you can't do this. I mean, yeah, I can definitely see that. But I've learned that just stick through it. Don't listen to them. Stick to your own goals. And yeah.
Yeah. So what school do you go to?
I'm going to go to Reagan.
And so you're going to be in 9th grade?
Yeah.
Are you nervous about high school?
It's definitely going to be different. It's definitely, different from middle school. You get a lot more freedom, but also you have more classes and more depth into classes, and I'm really excited for that.
Yeah. Do you have a lot of friends going to the same school?
Yeah.
So that's good. You kind of have your group of friends, so you're not so nervous about that. Are you going to try and play any sports there? Or do any extracurriculars?
Yeah, I want to try and do theater and also track.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome. I ran track in high school.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's a tough sport. It is really hard.
It is.
Do you know what you want to be when you grow up?
It's definitely a mom, but engineer.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. So do you like to fix things? Did you play with a lot of Legos?
My brother actually does. He has a battlefield. I like to know how things work. One of the things that I have not figured out how to work yet, or just how it happens, is a printer. How does it do it?
Yeah. YouTube. That's so true. Well, I actually went to NC State. I ran track there, and it is one of the best schools for engineers. So
Cool.
I think, not that I'm biased or anything, but I think you should go to my alma mater. I think you should go to NC State and get your engineer degree. What do you think? Maybe one day?
Maybe. My dad went to BYUI,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's also where I want to go to.
Yeah, that's awesome. So are you the first person in your family to go to high school? You have any
Yes.
siblings?
Yeah, I got 3 younger.
3 younger? What's it like being the oldest?
I get some privileges. First dibs. There's also a responsibility. They look up to me, and so I have to be a good example.
Do you feel like as an older sibling you get treated differently, like they were more strict with you than the youngest? Or is it pretty fair?
I feel like it's pretty fair. I mean, it's also their first time, so
Yeah.
we're both going into the world in a way.
Well, Adeline, thank you so much for being on. We certainly
Mhm.
appreciate you being here. And someone I'm going to just completely surprise is Ashley Ellsworth. Ash, come on in. I know you said you didn't want to be on the radio, but I'm going to make you come on anyway. So, first of all, 2 of your girls were on the radio. They both said that they want to be moms. I think being a mom is one of the hardest, most rewarding jobs ever. How do you do it?
A lot of prayer.
A lot of prayer.
No, it is. It's the best and, the most emotional and taxing one. But it definitely has the greatest outcome and the most joy.
You have 3 girls.
Yeah.
God obviously felt like you should be a girl mom. What's it like raising 3 girls, and how do you do it in today's society? Because I feel like with technology and all that stuff, what advice do you have to other moms out there?
Yeah, it's scary. I mean, because I didn't grow up with sisters, I grew up with brothers. And
Oh,
so
you
I
did?
understood, like, boys, like, you fight it out, and that was fine. And girls are emotional, and it's like, I don't know, more methodical about how
It's
you go.
so
with it.
true.
It is. And so you have to, like, sense their emotions first when you approach. But once you get there, they're so easy because they're so loving and kind, and they talk about it. And if you talk to them and explain things to them instead of just, setting down rules, then they get it and they're kind. And I don't know. I think I have the coolest kids, but
Oh, yeah. What is it that you like to do kind of like on a daily basis with them?
I like to laugh and dance in the kitchen.
Laugh and dance is good.
We do start our day with prayer and scripture, and then I make them work.
Yeah.
They don't like that, but I make them work every day, and then we always end the day with fun and whatever they want to do. Make sure to make memories.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you tell me the ages of your girls.
I have 11, almost 13, and a 15-year-old.
What is that like having them grow up so fast? Because don't you feel like it just flies by?
Totally flies by, but I actually love teenagers. I've loved every stage. Every stage is
Yeah.
great, but teenagers are so fun. And they can do so
Which
much.
you
and they're
never
so
hear.
responsible. No, but there are. Like, they're amazing. I love going to high school. I love seeing them. They're just cool kids.
Yeah,
So it is fun.
it's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for other moms out there of teens who maybe not be having fun, and how to make sure to really tap into make sure that you are having fun?
Don't stress the small stuff, for one. And for moms, to find other moms, because everybody's been through it, and you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to look perfect. And everyone struggles. And so to know that everyone is struggling, that you can work on it together and build each other up, I think it is so important, especially to build other women up. I love your show. I love that you always have women on here, because instead of tearing each other down like we've done for centuries, if we just look at each other and just say, hey, you're doing great, and congratulate each other on that, then I think we can do so much more in this world and do wonders with it.
I 100% agree. Ashley for president. Just kidding. Okay, so what do you feel like? You brought this young group of girls in here. What did you hope to have them learn, and what do you think that they may take away from this?
I was hoping for them to see, first off, I loved your judge that you had on here. She was amazing. And I wanted to see all the different avenues of work that they could go into and the good that they can do in the world, because I know you do so much good.
Oh,
So I was like,
that's
anything
sweet.
you can teach them, I thought would be great. I have the coolest group of girls at my church, and they are always so fun and so willing to do anything. So just to see different parts of the world is fun.
It's so true. All right, Ash. So we are going to wrap up this interview here. We're going to talk about the Google Trends here. Do you have any other messages you want to give out to all the other moms out there?
Keep calm and carry on.
Keep calm and carry on. It's so true. Take a deep breath. All right. Thanks, Ash. I appreciate you coming on. All right. We are going to talk about the top 5 Google Trends here. All right. Number 5 is Lucid Stock. Lucid Stock. Uber Inc.'s 6-year robo-taxi deal with Lucid. Invest $300 million in this stock. So I guess that's a big stock to buy. Number 4, what are people Googling right now? The Astronomer CEO, he was caught cheating with the HR chief. He worked so hard for his career, and then he cheats on his wife. His career just went down the tubes. All right. Number 3, deodorant. I don't know if you use this deodorant, but more than 60,000 or 67,000 cases of deodorant sold at Walmart and Dollar Tree have been recalled nationwide. That's not fun. Does that mean that people are just more stinky, or what does that mean? Okay, number 2, the British Open. The British Open has started, and so people are tuning into that, and they want to know what the Open Round 1 leaderboard is looking like. And then number 1, Brian, I think, is it Brahman? Brian Brayman, the former Texan and Super Bowl champion, has died at 38. He was fighting cancer, and he has passed on at the age of 38. Okay, so those are the top 5 Google Trends. I will actually not be here next week because I will be with my friend Ashley, who is getting surgery, and I'm going to go down there and help support her at MD Anderson in Texas. And so just say a little prayer for her, if you will. And also, I just wanted to thank Christian for all the work that he's done and our group of girls who came in. We're going to end, as we always do, with our positive quote. Success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. Henry David Thoreau said that. Even Hanky back in the day knew what it was like to be too busy. It's not just today's age. All right, success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. We are so grateful for you listening today. For Christian Snyder, I'm Jill Berlin. Thanks for listening. And we're out.
That's so fun.
Thank
Do you
you
get
guys
excited
so
like
much.
every time you do it? Do you ever get nervous? Especially with people you're interviewing.